Well, I don't know that we really saw that there was any deficiencies in Kansas's special teams game. I think we just did the things that there wasn't anything we did that was abnormal, I think. I mean, everything we did is in our realm of things that we do, have in our book. I thought we just did a nice job, with one exception. We let one kick get back on us, but outside of that, I thought we did an excellent. It was difference in the ball game at the end of the day.
What have you been told about Dalton? What's his prognosis right now?
What is his prognosis? Well, I think he's prepared to have a snack and eat some food, get on the bus, go back, get ready to play another one.
Can you talk about the job Skyler did coming in late off the bench?
I thought Skyler did very well. I was awful proud of him, considering the fact that he's never placed a foot on a football field with anybody in the stands in his career at the college level. In all reality, so and he managed the game well. He threw the ball well, ran the ball okay. Did fine. Pleased with him.
How much did you have to change things offensively with using Skyler and then also Alex Barnes in some Wildcat formations?
Well, the Wildcat type stuff is something we've done. I mean, it's called Wildcat for a reason, and so we've always done that, and so that's not that's not anything that we haven't done, but as far as Alex and Skyler, both of them fit about the same mold. There's not a great deal of difference between the two in regards to what their strengths happen to be.
How early in your football career, be it as a player or coach, did you realize the importance of special teams?
Probably when I was maybe more when I was in college, I think, because I wasn't good enough to play anyplace else. So I was ninth team as a wing back. But I did get to play on special teams, so I thought that was pretty neat. And so I've enjoyed him ever since. And, having Sean work with him has been, has also shed some light on it.
Coach, I'm sorry, did you like the way your team responded in the second half when they kept coming at you?
Not as well as I would like, no. I mean, we did not play as well as we're capable of, but I can't remember a day in this past season that we have. So, we've still got a lot of growth.
It's the second straight game where the secondary's conceded quite a few yards. Just what's kind of your takeaway there? What do you want to see improve?
Well, I think we're in love with the number 400 somehow, because that seems to be what everybody's getting on us, if I read this sheet of paper right. So my takeaway is either we get better at that or we've got some real problems, or more real problems.
DJ's kick return was obviously a big moment in the game. How good was he today for you guys?
Well, DJ's, he's an excellent returner. He's an excellent player. He does very well in all aspects of the game. He made some plays on defense as well that had some impact on the ball game. But as you might remember, my challenge has been, and Sean's has been to him, that we haven't. We opened the season quite well on a return game, and then we tend to fade. People keep the ball away from us for the most part, which is probably wise on their part. But it takes more than just one guy back there, and it's a 10, 11-man game. 10 guys blocking, one guy running, and 10 guys have to make blocks for the most part for it to happen that way. But he did some of that on his own as well. He made some guys miss him, and it'd be interesting to watch it on the videotape on the way back. But awful proud of him, proud of those units, the return units and cover units too.
Second straight 100-yard game for Alex Barnes. How did you feel he ran the ball?
Well, it was interesting. He didn't. I don't think he ran the ball as well as he's capable of. He banged up a little bit, and I thought that showed. But he did a nice job. I mean, it was kind of, and it's hard for maybe the fan to recognize what's the right thing and wrong thing. He made some good runs that really weren't good runs, and he made some minimal yardage and some runs that were pretty good on his part. So it was kind of a mixed bag. But, anytime you can rush for over 100 yards, then that's certainly something that is a positive thing.
So prior to Alex getting hurt, how did you feel he did?
Pardon?
Prior to Alex getting hurt, Dalton, how did you feel?
Alex, he did all right. He wasn't, he didn't knock it out of the park, but he didn't have too many opportunities to do so. When he ran the ball, he ran it fine. When he threw it, he ran it fine, or threw it fine. He's, he had, obviously in the first couple of series, we get a drop pass, that was major. We get a fumble was one that was major as well. So, I mean, he had some help in pulling his numbers down, but, in all reality, I thought he played well.
Was Jesse close to being able to go today, or how far was he?
I think yes. I think, I'm hoping and plan on seeing Jesse next week. I'd like to think he'll be back.
In sports, we tend to judge people on how you do against your neighbors, starting from when you're a little kid. You've beaten Kansas 20 times in the last 21 games. How important is that for your program, and how much of a source of pride is that?
Well, I think the significant thing, and I think the people at KU would feel the same way, it's just, it's so much about, young people. We've got young people in our program from the state of Kansas. KU has people in their program from the state of Kansas, and it means so much to them in the fact that, when you get an in-state rivalry like that, I mean, 50% of every community is one side or the other. And so the youngsters are brothers and sisters that go to school. They have to live with that for a year's period of time. The parents, go to work, and there's both sides there. I mean, it has that significant value just because of, if we play North Carolina or Texas, our people never see their people, and we don't go to the same schools, so, it's not, it's not ingrained individually and throughout an entire family like it is with this, with this rivalry. So it becomes highly significant for the young people in our program for that. I tend to, work on the other side of it after a while. It's just, as I've said so many times, you play 12 or 13 ball games a year, and there can't be one that's any more significant than the other. I mean, every single one of them is highly significant. And, the old adage that coaches will always say, the next one is the most important game we'll play. It's a simple statement, but it's certainly, for us, it's truly true. For me, it is.
Is your team valuing these opportunities to play enough?
The value and the opportunities to
Play the 13 games, go 13 games?
Well, I mean, I'd like to think so. I don't think there's, an attitude issue or effort issue in regards to how our players prepare and play. I just think we're not. There's a lot of things we're just not doing as well as we should and could.
Coach, do you feel like you threw everything at them you could as far as defensive adjustments?
Everything that we could. Well, no, I mean, we still have plenty in our playbook. We did everything we could to, make the attempt to stop them. We had some trouble with, with the tempo again. They got the last touchdown pass. I mean, we've got two safeties standing back there talking to each other while the ball's going over their head because they can't get lined up. So we've got to be able to deal with tempo, and the teams we're going to play from here on out are very fast tempo teams, and it gave us some trouble last week, and it gave us a little bit of trouble today as well, and certainly cost us 7 points. So the best adjustment we can make is to get lined up.
Coach, what did you think about the job that Kansas did? Their quarterback came in off the bench.
I thought he did, in both of them. I thought they did well. I thought their game plan was good. I said to our players before the ball game, they're going to, defensively, they're going to line up and play against the run. They're going to play for the run. Offensively, they're going to throw the ball, And obviously the thing that's always a big concern to me is quarterbacks, flushing or scrambling with the ball, or the quarterback draw that goes along with it, and that got us, a couple times. The rest of the stuff we're all right with.
Was it an emphasis coming in to get Barnes the ball as much as he did, or was that something you guys had to change midstream once Delton went down?
Well, as I've said so many times, it's important to us, I think, or important to me. At least this is, philosophically kind of the way we have normally worked. We'd like to be able to have balance in our offense with, with the passing game, with the running game with the running backs, with the running game with the quarterbacks. I mean, all of it is, if we can have a somewhat equal distribution, that's not always necessarily in number of snaps, but either in snaps or in yardage, then we can be a pretty decent offensive football team. It's when we lose segments of that balance that creates problems for us. And we had some of the issues today when they did a nice job. I thought Kansas did a nice job taking away some of the run game. When it got late and you're trying to run the clock and still move the ball, you need a couple of first downs to get the game over with, and consequently, we just couldn't run it when we had to.
Time for one more?
How big did you think the second strip fumble from Kirby was there to open up the second half? I mean, 2 plays later, you got in the end zone a little bit more breathing.
Well, it's major. It's all turnovers. It's whether it's theirs or ours. I mean, you go back to the early turnover that we had early in the ball game. Get the ball down there, we're in scoring position, and turn the ball over. That was big. They come back right after that turnover and get 3 points on the board. And all of a sudden, when you take, they were a far greater underdog than they should have been, but compared to, the way we played. But you go back and look, and you keep underdogs in a ball game. The longer you keep them in the ball game, the better they become. And I think that was certainly factual today.
Okay, guys, appreciate it.
Thank you.